Match day is here, Reds, and before I head out to Old Trafford this afternoon, we're going to do our little look ahead, our warm-up show ahead of the game against Brentford this afternoon. I'm going to go through my team, I'm going to get up all of the team on the predicted team that is on the screen, get your thoughts, go through the odds, go through the form, go through everything that we can possibly get through. Look at some more Ruben Amorim quotes from the press conference that have come out and been released late on as well. We'll keep an eye on the under-21 games as they're playing Spurs also this afternoon, and kind of a weird afternoon. No early kick-off in the Premier League. 2 3 o'clock kickoffs, 5:30 and then 8 o'clock. It's completely messed up and smashed up all over the place, the Premier League this afternoon and this weekend. But look, we have got a game, thankfully, to talk about. Manchester United back in action against Brighton this afternoon. I'm looking forward to the game, I really am. I've got no idea how it's going to go. It could go one of two ways, obviously. Manchester United continue this form, or we go back to what we was. We revert back to type, as always, when teams like Brighton turn up to Old Trafford. We can continue this run? This is the big thing now, and 3 wins from 4, this would be for Manchester United. No, actually, in fact, it would be 4 wins from 5 if we won this game. 3 in a row, 4 in a row at Old Trafford. Them numbers start to stack up and take note. That would put Manchester United into the top 4 this weekend. That isn't half bad, and that is what United fans are expecting. The levels of expectation around people I have been speaking to just this morning alone have gone up another notch, with that fear of what might come again if these players don't turn up. Ruben has been calling out the players, the big character players, the Mafias, CUNHA'S. Is it his day today? Who do you think is going to stand up and be counted for Manchester United today? Get into the live chat, everybody. Give me your thoughts. We're going to get into the team in a moment, but who is the standout today? Who is going to shine for Manchester United? And how do we beat Brighton? Herzl has been talking about the long ball, how Manchester United play, going into detail about this. We touched on it yesterday in the press conference. How do Manchester United continue to do this if you've got a team that is ready to face what is coming? Can it be defended? Or is it a case of that you just have to, like Manchester United do, pick up them second balls? Like Herzl was saying, very difficult if you've got Benjamin Sesko on the pitch. Or does it even matter if you're at Old Trafford? I think we'll see Benjamin Sesko on the pitch today. I think there'll be certain players that miss out. A couple of changes that I think might happen. I'm going to go through the team in just a moment. But I think it's inevitable with us playing at Old Trafford that this game has to change a little bit from what it was when we played Liverpool. We need to get into some of Ruben Amorim's quotes again, though. He's been doing interviews with Sky off the back of that press conference yesterday. Talking to Dan Cam from Sky Sports, he's gone into detail about his life, what it's like living in the area he lives. He goes on to say that I live in an area in Manchester or in Cheshire where there are lots of famous people, so I can walk down the street and I don't get recognised. It's fantastic, it's great. He loves it in Manchester. He feels protected. He feels like he's backed in every corner, and I think he just wants to succeed at Manchester United. He wants to win. He talks about everything that Manchester United are. In fact, we've got a quote up here from his interview. I've always lived simply, but taking the Manchester United job has changed everything. When I sit in my office at Old Trafford and look at the 23 photos of managers who came before me, I'm reminded of the significance and honour of this role. I'm determined to succeed here. I don't want to leave without winning something that matters a lot to me. You can feel it in him. Like he now is fully in and taken over by the Manchester United effect. That is what it is. The Man United factor has grabbed Ruben Amorim. He's passionate. He wants to win. He believes in what he's doing. And he believes fully that he is going to be a success at Manchester United. I mean, obviously you can say that with a pinch of the obvious if you want to, because everyone's got to back themselves. If you're coming into a big job in any of the Premier League clubs, then you're going to need to be backing yourself, aren't you? But it just feels like Ruben Amorim's at a point now where he's fully understanding of his role. He understands the area, he understands what it means to everybody. He understands the significance of the job. Not like he didn't before, but obviously the media side of things and him having to talk about these things rather than just keeping it inside and feeling it. The fact that he's coming out and telling people how he feels, I think that is the difference between managing a small club and managing someone like Manchester United. I think it's all down to the fact that he is at the biggest club in the world and he's slowly but surely coming to terms with it, and results are paramount. He hasn't let go of his philosophy, but he has tweaked it. And tweaking it is that direct football that we have seen over the last couple of weeks, which has been very... In fact, like, you can go back to the Chelsea game. The long punt up from Bayende, which Sesko flicked on, and then we got the red card, and United won the game from that moment. And we did. That played a massive part in Manchester United getting that win against Chelsea. And it is, and has been, a huge part of Manchester United since then. We had the hiccup against Brentford, but we covered quickly, and now on track here to actually get back into the top 4. So I get what Ruben's saying. I get that he is actually feeling the pressure and he understands where he's at. And I think there is a connection between him and the fans. I think he feels what the fans feel. He isn't blindly going down that road and wanting to play out his philosophy and do things his way. There is an element of understanding, and he gets where the fan base is. He gets what this Manchester United factor is all about, and I think that's coming across in everything that he says now. And maybe them results and these games that have gone completely Pete Tong for him, and we know the ones, the Brentford, the Manchester City games, in particular this season, the Grimsby games, them 3 have really hit hard, I think. And it does look like from the Brentford game, where he tried to have this high line with Maguire and Shaw wasn't in the right place, he's clearly worked on that. They've come back even stronger, and I think we're in a position now where they understand what he wants, he understands their capabilities, and now we're just managing what he wants with a twist. It's the best way I could put it, really. It is the fact that he cannot play the full fluidity of his style and his formation and system that he wants. He hasn't got the players for it. He can pick up little bits of it here and there, but he has to play to the actual the qualities of the players that he's got. And I think without clearly changing his formation, he has changed. I mentioned it in the week. I think he has changed, Ruben Amorim, and I think there's a lot more people picking up on this now. It isn't a obvious change, but a subtle one. Even if his system and his formation stays the same, he has still changed it up. It has, and you can see clearly what is going on now. So let's see how we approach it today, because it's going to be an interesting one at Old Trafford with Brighton coming to town, particularly now with teams cutting on to how Manchester United are operating. Is he going to try and change it again, or is he going to stick to what worked before? Will Hurtzler's Brighton figure it out? That's what we're looking at. Really feeling a win today, boys and girls. Come on, United. Get your comments in, everybody. We have got a poll running right now. Simple result prediction for United today. Win, lose or draw so far. Get onto this poll, everybody, and give me your thoughts on this. 83% of you in the chat this afternoon, are very, very confident, it would seem. They're going with the win. 7% the loss and 11% the draw. That is very, very confident. I didn't expect that, to be honest. I'm always going to be thinking back to the Brighton games of before, especially the games at Old Trafford where they've just had our number, and there's nothing you can say. It just is and has been that type of fixture for Manchester United that is never going to change and is always the same. But maybe today is the day. A later kickoff. Something that we've not had in this particular fixture. I feel like this is where Manchester United are looking at this today. Look, I'm not saying that we're going straight down the road just because it's a different kickoff time. It's going to be a different result. But I think everything that I've just described, the understanding of what's necessary now and what's needed, and this team actually being fully on board, even with the later kickoffs and having a chance and potentially a win today, taking this team into the top 4. If you're telling them that in the change room and they're thinking that, then you're going into this game thinking you are actually a contender. And if you get into the top 4, then you're up there with the best of the league. You've already played the best 4 teams from last season and competed in large part with all of them. Beating Chelsea, beating Liverpool, should have beaten Arsenal. This is where you're at. All of a sudden, when you're in the top 4, you look at the teams you've beaten and you're like, we should be playing at a higher level. We should be doing more. And maybe it's just going to take that moment for United to just pop their heads into them murky waters of the top 4, and then that strange feeling of being up there on the heights with everybody else, to actually realise and let it hit home and go, we actually are back where we should be right now, and we're going to stay there. So, yeah, that I think is another big thing. And maybe that moment, if it does come today, will be where it really kicks in for the rest of the season. DT, welcome. DJ T is that. I can't read that for some reason. DJ T69, welcome to the Members Club, my friend. Love that. Cheers for that, buddy. Get your comments in, everyone. Give me your thoughts. Who is your standout player? I've said it this morning. I've seen it again at lunchtime. I think Matheus Cunha is the standout. I think he is going to be the difference maker today for Manchester United. I really do think that this man is about to... He's already on the scene, but I think he's about to announce himself on the Manchester United scene and the Premier League scene now. I really do. I think this is the moment. This is where it counts, and I feel... today is the perfect opportunity for him. He's been on the cusp, he's been on the brink so many times in so many games. And Ruben talking about him, Bruno Fernandes talking about him, the importance of him, the role he played against Liverpool. I think he's going to get his just rewards today. And I do believe that Manchester United have got the right player to deal with this moment, and it is Matheus Cunha. Not saying that he is better or bigger than anybody else in the team right now. I just think this is why, and these are the games why Manchester United brought in Matheus Cunha. This is why Ruben wanted him. In recognising the players we had last season and now bringing in players like Cunha, I think this is the perfect time now. 9 games in, hitting the quarter mark, third mark of the season, near enough right now for Manchester. No, quarter mark, sorry, not third. The quarter mark of the season now for United in the Premier League this season. He's been here long enough. I think today's the day. I really have a good feeling about this. I think Cunha's going to get a goal today. I think Sesko's going to get a goal today. I've given you my score prediction. I'm going with 3-1 United. It's bold. There is a little bit of red tintedness behind it in terms of how I'm looking at it. I just feel like this is a must-win game in a different way for United now. And they'll know it. They know that this goes a long way into convincing Manchester United fans that they are the real deal. DJ T69, legend, thank you. He's become a member and then dropped 5 memberships into the chat. Thank you so much, matey. Really appreciate that, my man. That is fantastic. Spreading the love and the positivity around Manchester United. That's what Forever United TV is. We are positive here. We're trying to look ahead and manifest Manchester United wins with a touch of realism on the side and anger when things go wrong. We say it as it is because we are fans that just, I feel... because you all join the channel, watch the channel, you like me, you wear your heart on your sleeve, and you cannot help the outburst. You cannot help them moments, them anger moments. But really, you're angry because you know that this team could possibly do so much more, potentially do so much more. Anyway, let's get into the game. We'll talk more about that and get your comments in on everything you think is going to happen. But I want to jump across to what I think is going down today with Manchester United in terms of the team and how it's going to be set up. First of all, I'll bring up the odds and everything like that and how this game is and the records that we've actually got. Last season was a bad one for Manchester United. I'll show you on the screen now exactly what I mean by that, and you can see quite clearly. Look at them previous games. Last season we lost 2-1 at Brighton. I remember it. Defenders all tracking the ball early on in the season. Remember it. João Pedro at the back stick. 6 Man United defenders in the box and João Pedro at the back stick. Last minute, bang, 2-1. United lose the game. And I couldn't believe what I was watching on that. I really couldn't believe what I was watching. But it was early in the season. United still not at it. Ahmad scored that deflected equaliser. Was the making of Manchester United, I thought. The making of Ahmad at the start of last season. Then Ten Hag binned him. I mean, looking at the odds there, 48% chance with the bookies that this is a home win. That there is quite rich for Manchester United because the previous games only showed the last 3 in home and away in all competitions there for United. But what you don't see on that chart is the fact that Brighton have won here the last 3 seasons and they're about to make it 4 in a row unless United do what we have just been talking about and turn up for this game. It is massive for that reason. Like, stop the rot. We have to be beating the Brentfords. We have to be beating has my sound gone a bit off on this one? Sorry, everyone. Let me just check. Is that okay? Is that better, everyone? I think it is anyway. Just let me know if the sound is okay. I think it is now. I think it should be all right now anyway. Just give me a quick shout in the chat, please, everyone. Make sure that that is better than what it was. I'll get some comments up now. I think so. Another gifted membership in there from London. Thank you very much, mate. That is 7 members on this show alone this evening. Absolutely mega. Right, sound is better now. Sorry about that. I think when we switched across to the overlay, it went a little bit tinny there. Thank you everybody for letting me know about that in the chat. And Kaz just sent me as well. Right, yeah, not this evening, by the way. I mean, this lunchtime, on this lunchtime show. Don't worry about it, everyone. The clocks haven't gone forward yet. By the way, don't forget about that. Tonight, the clocks go forward. Sorry, the clocks go back. You get an extra hour in bed, but the nights turn dark. Ugh, I know. It's, I don't like it. What's the point in it? It's stupid, isn't it? But, hey, look, tomorrow morning we all get an extra hour in bed. So I suppose that's a good thing on a Sunday morning, isn't it? When it's supposed to be miserable weather all day. Curl up in bed. I get an extra hour to prepare for the show. You get an extra hour in bed. You can sit up thinking that you've slept in, but you haven't. And then you can tune into the show in the morning as we're talking about Manchester United beating Brighton and going into the top 4, eh? Good? Let's do it. Right, let's get back into these odds and everything. I mean, the league table's flashing up on your screen now as well. And I think it's important to look at this and say, Man United right now, we're in 9th position. Ignore that one there because Crystal Palace have got a better goal difference. In fact, how is that actually working? I don't understand how it's got Man United into 8th. We're in 9th. We're in 9th position. So we are looking here, I feel, at the best opportunity we've ever had to really make a significant move in the league table. I mean, I cannot remember the last time we was in a position like this where United could jump so many places up the league table. And it is massively, massively important that we get the win today. On to 16 points. That would put us level with Manchester City before they went away to Aston Villa tomorrow. Ahead of Liverpool before they played Brentford this evening. That's how huge it is. I know I've been going on about this constantly all the time. I'm going to continue to do that because I just feel it is huge for Manchester United now. Absolutely massive that we do get back into that top 4. Even if it is just for the weekend, I don't care. The fact, like I said before, that we get in there and the players can see, all right, playing Ruben Amorim ball with the teams that we've already come up against this season, the corresponding fixtures last season when we were getting beat and not winning any of these games, we're now in the top 4. It's the belief factor. It's what that brings. And that, for me, is the biggest thing out of all of this. It has to be a win for Manchester United today. Because like you can see there on the form chart there, Manchester United, 3 wins in the last 5. That turns into 4 wins in the last 5 all of a sudden like that. And then you go in, that's actually top 4 form. And we're actually in the top 4. So that's the difference. It also puts Manchester United back into positive goal difference, something I cannot remember ever having with this football team. Honestly, I don't even know when the last time was when we was about a quarter away, part way through a season where we had plus goal difference. It's embarrassing for Manchester United. All of this, all stacked onto the importance of today and what today is going to bring for Manchester United. That's how I look at it now. And I think that this is, I think this is the moment. I do. It's all leading up to it. I will be devastated. I'm going to be honest right now. I will be devastated today if United lose this game. It will hit hard and you'll see it. I got so much enthusiasm for the game today and hope and positivity that if we do lose it today, then we are, and for me, going so far backwards, it will just hit me like a sack of bricks. It really will. It really will. Even when you looked at it, we brought it up the other day, Opta, in terms of teams' fixtures and games that they have played. So far this season, statistically, Manchester United have had the hardest start to a season than any other club in this league. And we win today and we go into the top 4. All of that. That's what I'm talking about. And you can say I'm just picking up these little bits of these stats here and there, these bits of momentum building, positive comments and everything like that. So look, I don't care. I can see a difference. I just want the table to tell me there is a difference as well. And that's how I feel as a Man United fan. And you'll always find this in me on match days. Like, I look at everything. I study the league table. I study the form, stats, everything. Looking into what has happened before, kick-off times. This is how much of a geek I actually am when it comes to football. The fact that United are playing Brighton at half-5, we're going to win. Just because of that. Just because we've actually won 3 games in a row at Old Trafford, it feels like Old Trafford's a fortress again. And we're back. And we've got to keep this running. We have to keep this positive energy running at Old Trafford. Because if United do win today, we're right up there as one of the best teams, form teams, home form teams in the league. In fact, let me just double check this now for you. And these are the little things that I think Manchester United can build on. Look, you can say that it's really, there's nothing really in it, and you're looking at nothing. But look, when it comes to home form, if Manchester United win today, Manchester United go top of the home league table. So the best home form in the Premier League with a win today. That's Manchester United. Of course, there are other games to be played out, but they're not being played out yet. So today, Manchester United can go top of the home league table. Sounds geekish, sounds stupid, sounds irrelevant in a way, but it's not. These are the things that I look at that you can actually build on. And I think that's where Manchester United should be looking. And things like this do have an effect on the way that the season pans out, I feel. All right, let's see. Now, this is what I predict the lineup will be. And this could change, obviously. And get into the comment section, please, everybody, and give me your thoughts on this. I'll bring a few comments up on the screen. And I think we just had another gifted membership in there as well, I think, have we? I'm just double checking again. No, sorry. That was a bit slow on the thing there. Sorry, there's a bit of a delay on my old chat on the overlay system that says someone else has received a membership. But we're back up to track again. Up to date again now. Right. I think this is the lineup today. Now, of course, there are several areas of this pitch that could change. And I think the obvious one is Manuel Ugarte in midfield with Bruno Fernandes for the energy. That's how I see it. But I've countered it a little bit with Lenny Yoro coming in for Harry Maguire. Now, look, Harry's the hero, and if he plays, I've got no issue. I just want to make that clear. I just think with Ruben saying that Harry's had a knock, I don't think he's going to necessarily use that as the excuse, is what I'm saying, and put Harry Maguire back on the bench. I just think he's not been scared of playing Lenny Yoro and bringing him into certain games after Harry's had a good game. I think he could do this again, and Lenny Yoro could step into the fold. I think he could today for that speed factor. And that, I think, is because Manchester United will be expected to be on the front foot. And if we do get countered, and Brighton will move that ball like you've never seen it before, it will be up to that end of the pitch from our attacking position to our goal in the space of seconds. We're going to need athletes to deal with that. We cannot control this game against Brighton throughout. It's not a game that you can sit deep in. We will get unpicked, and we're at home. We need to win. And this is the expectation level now. So United have to transition into controlling games as well as standing their ground in bigger games like the Liverpool one. You need luck. You need to defend well. You need your goalkeeper to be awesome. That's a Liverpool win. Done it, move on. Like Ruben said, today everyone's expecting Manchester United to advance and move that next step forward. So realistically, I think this is the team that he will go with. Although, look, there's so many positions there you could debate. Senna Lammens is a dead starter. Yoro for Maguire, I think, would be the only change at the back. I don't see De Ligt or Luke Shaw coming out. You could say Mazraoui could come in for Ahmad. Ignore the Traore thing. It's a glitch on the Stream Builder system there. Sorry, I'm trying to get that fixed. But that is Ahmad at right wing back, not Traore. Just ignore that. Bruno Casemiro. Casemiro for Ugarte is another obvious change. Dorgu for Dalot. Freshen it up. I don't know. More athleticism. I think Dalot isn't as strong as Dorgu. I think Dorgu's quicker for getting up and down. Does he go with the experience or does he go with the athleticism? Again, this is up to Ruben Amorim. I think that will be the front three. I'm pretty confident he goes Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko, because he has said that Mount has had a knock, and Mount was probably one of our weaker performers against Liverpool, I felt anyway. But let's get some comments in on this and see what you're actually thinking. Would anyone change anything at all on this one? Cypress Hill says, everyone wants us to lose, as they know full well if and when we get it right again, it's game over due to the size and revenue of Manchester United. I love that wind-up talk like that. Everyone is praying that United don't get it right, because if we do and we come back, then yes, you're right. A lot of teams are in trouble with the way that Manchester United commercially generate money. And with a football structure in place, this will also be a different. Play the same back three as and central midfield as Liverpool. We're getting beat, says Carl. There's Carl, ever the happy chappy for Manchester United. I don't think I've heard him say win or be happy about anything so far this week. Bless him. We'll get him on again when we get Big Up fixed and we'll get the call-in show on there. I hope for Carl we get the win today, because I do know that he wants United to win. And again, I think what we said here, United spotlight Carl, and there's a lot of other fans that are thinking the same thing, quite rightly, that they need a lot more. They need to see a lot more before they can be fully convinced. And fans are fed up with going backwards all of the time. 2 steps forward, 4 steps back with Manchester United. And that's how it feels. So there's no issue with fans feeling a little bit negative. So I'm not having a go at Carl with this, by the way. I'm just saying for him, I hope United do prove him wrong, and a lot of other United fans wrong today. But that's where I said I'll be at. So if United lose, I have to deal with everyone telling me, I told you, Adam, this was always going to happen. I want to believe in this side so much for Ruben Amorim. I want to believe that they can turn the corner and go forward. But like everybody else, like I'm turning that bit of my mind off, which says United are going to do what United did the last 2 seasons. I'm trying to ignore it. But only a win today would do that for me. I don't think a draw is a bad result for United, but it would seem a bit flat. Is a draw all right, by the way? Is anyone thinking a draw is okay? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I want to win. I want to win. Simple as. That's all it is. Why is Casemiro out? He's not out. I put him in. Is that because something else that someone else has said? Keep them coming in. Cal again. I have no confidence in this side beating mid-table sides. It's not that I don't want us to win the game. We know, Cal. Don't worry, mate. We know we want you to win it. He's to see more. Joseph says, why am I going for a draw at Old Trafford? Is because Brighton had an edge on Man United in the last 3 seasons, both at home and away. Whenever we have high hopes, we often get 1 step backwards. I get it. I totally get it. I totally get that. And like we've been saying, it is going to be, I think, a tough old game for Manchester United today. No one's thinking that this is going to be a cakewalk. Everyone's going to be on the edge of the seats today in anticipation as to what Manchester United side is going to turn up. That's where we're at. But is there anyone you would change? Get into the comment section now, everybody. And give me your thoughts on what you would change in there. Give me a player that should be coming into that team. Do we change anything up there at all? And do we actually need to, in your eyes? Is that team strong enough? There's lots of people talking about Casemiro. Lots of people thinking that he might just get passed by today. This is the worry, isn't it? It's always going to be the worry with Manchester United anyway, because we, as a side, have always done this. We've always gone 2 or 3 steps backwards at this stage. And the midfield seems to always be that problem. Overrun. Teams just running through the middle of us. It happened so many times last season. I just think these players will be completely revved up for this game today. Ahmed and Mbeumo can be the New York and Cole. They will click and destroy defences. I like that comment. I do. I like that one. Stu's going Dorgu for Dallo. I would love that. I think that is one that I would definitely make. Lamens will play a long ball to our forwards. Yes, he will, Mike. Expect that, definitely. I don't want to see Dalot play for us ever again. He's absolutely brain dead. It's a bit harsh, but yes. No, it's not Adama Traore. Again, anyone seeing Adama Traore in this side, it's a glitch. It's supposed to be Ahmad. And when I put it in as Ahmad, if for some reason it always pops up as Adama. So, yeah, don't think that it is him. It's not him. It's Ahmad. We haven't signed anybody on the snide without you knowing. It is happening. It is Ahmad, sorry. And yeah, it's I think Ahmad and Mbumo there, like Lenny Yoro, Ahmad and Mbumo, wow, yes. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant down that right-hand side, Manchester United. Cunha and Dorgu would be a better option for me. Cunha and Dorgu. So, I mean, let's have a look. Let's just change it up to what people are saying here. So, if we change up Dalot for Dorgu, I think that's probably the only change that people would probably go for. So we put Dorgu in now on the left-hand side. Shaw, Dorgu, Matthias Cunha. That is a strong... The flanks are very, very strong. But as always, someone's going to have to step in to that middle. Can De Ligt do what he usually does? And he has been doing recently in stepping forward. He has done well with that. But look, it's going to be... It's going to be a difficult job for anybody dealing with Brighton today. And I said it before, I don't expect Manchester United to dominate the ball. I don't expect Manchester United to dominate the game. I expect Brighton to have spells where they really, really trouble Manchester United. And I think it's inevitable that we are going to be dealing with... slide it underneath there. Thank you. Okay. Actually, just had something delivered. That's right. Okay, I'm going to open it up right now because it's got... I think it's a bit of FUT merch, actually. So, right, okay, I'm just going to put this back to full screen again here. So, I've not actually linked them in on this video, but you'll see the store linked on the actual channel as well, everyone. But yes, it might be a bit creased, but it has arrived. The new merch is actually here, everyone. The FUTV merch is here. That's actually mint. I'm actually really impressed with that. So we set up a new shop on the channel. So all this is on, new mugs, new everything, hats, the lot. Get onto it. Have a good look, everybody. The link is there as well. But yeah, it has arrived. That actually feels really top notch. That I was always wondering like what it might actually come back like, and you know when it comes back a bit nasty. But that actually looks really good. I'm chuffed with that actually. Kaz has just dropped it in now for us. It's just arrived. That was quick, by the way. That was rapid. Literally 2-day delivery as well on that. So, yeah, anyone who wants to. Look, I'm not going to force people to do it. I just think it looks cool. And I'm obviously going to wear some of the stuff myself. So, I've ordered myself quite a bit of gear. But if anyone was interested. And by the way, we have got something big coming up on the merch side of things. And a special edition creation. I can't say much more on it. But, yeah. Really looking forward to it coming up, and I will showcase it as soon as I get the go-ahead, like I'm allowed to. But yeah, buzzing with that. So yeah, check that out, everybody. What a good time. Do you know what? That's a sign. Another one. I'm going to go with that. That's a sign for today. United winning against Brighton. Just because Adam's merch turned up. The link is actually there, everybody. I'll just pin it in there for you, so you've got it anyway. So it's in the chat. Cheers for that, Stu. But yeah, that's a sign, because that's arrived as I'm doing the show before we head out to Old Trafford. But I'm not wearing it for Old Trafford. It needs a tiny little bit of an iron. But yeah, I'm going to go with that being a big part of today. And then United getting the win. That's what I'm going for. But yeah, it is really cool, to be honest, to have some extra to offer everybody as well. I just think it looks good anyway. But yeah. All right, let's get some score predictions, people. Get into this chat now and tell me, how are you feeling? How's it going to go? What's going to happen today? I want one goal scorer and the score in the chat, in the comment section right now, everybody. Give me your thoughts. How do you see it going? It's that time. We've got 83% of you saying that Man United are going to win today on the poll. Wowza. That is a lot. That is a big majority. Like I said, I've gone 3-1 United. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. I think it's going to be on the edge, and United might get that third one late on the break or something. That, I think, is what's going to happen. Let's see what we've got here. Tomo says, 4-0 United today. It's happening. I'll drink to that, matey. Thanks for that, Tim, mate. Glad you like the merch, pal. Yes, it's an omen, says Daz Salford. It is. Something's happened like that. 3-1 Cunha, says Mark Ash. Love that. 4-1 says Dak Knight. Beware of Welbeck. Of course, I've mentioned Welbeck before. Don't want to mention him today because I don't want to jinx it again. Goldstone says 3-1 to Brighton. Thanks for that, mate. Love that. 2-2 Cunha goal. 2-0 to United, Benjamin Sesko. A hat-trick for Sesko, 4-0. 3-1 United all day long. Cunha to score his first goal. 4-0 Sesko, 3-1 United. 3-0, 2-1, 2-1 United and Bumo. 2-0 Sesko, both goals. Casemiro to score as well. I'm liking it. Keep it coming in. I'm going to take this into the game with me today. Heading out over to Old Trafford in the next couple of hours. So I am going to feed off this positivity and take it into Old Trafford with me today. And I hope you're all right. I do. I hope that 84% of you in this live show are right. Wow, that is a confident Man United fan base right now, isn't it? Absolutely buzzing that we have all of this positivity back. So that was my team. That was my prediction anyway. Keep yours coming in, please, everyone. 2-1 in Boomer. Look, any win will do for Man United today. It's about points. Points will bring confidence. Points will give Ruben time. Points will help these players believe more in what they're doing and believe in Ruben Amorim. So that's the big positive that we're flying with today. That has to be where Manchester United go, I feel. So, yeah. We're on our second live stream of the day, of course, because I won't be back until late and I won't be doing anything later on. Unless something significant happens, then I'll just be doing my reaction outside of Old Trafford later on, everybody, as well. Don't forget, we are doing more watch-alongs here on Forever United TV as well coming up. And we're going to have a new segment coming in as well soon called Rival Watch. So that is also coming up in the future. But the next couple of games we have got are away from home, so we'll be doing watch-alongs here on Forever United TV as well. There's been loads of positive feedback from the games as well already. From the watch-alongs on the channel, so keep that coming in, everybody. Make sure you do always get your comments in below also. Let's get a few more comments in before we finish up. Oh God, Adam, I'm so jealous you can get to the game as a London fan. It's like a weekend break to get to Manchester. Talking about that earlier on, mate. And the kickoff times that Manchester United have been given over the next couple of months are an absolute joke. They really are. And yeah, I feel sorry for everybody who actually is a United fan that cannot get to the game. And that, I think, is criminal. Everyone should feel like they can get to games, but these kickoff times, they don't help anybody. Imagine trying to get away for a weekend, but then after this, you're looking at two really awkward, well, one awkward Saturday kickoff time early in London against Tottenham. And then after that, you're looking at Monday night football, Thursday night football. Imagine trying to plan for that. I mean, seriously, absolute joke. Absolute joke. Any chance of a movie watch along after the game, Adam? What film do you want to watch? What film do you want to watch? Maybe the Pele one, Escape to Victory. Football films, God. There's been some absolute dross in them, hasn't there? That one wasn't, no, that one wasn't. But still, there has been some crap ones, especially on Netflix anyway. Not saying Netflix is crap or anything, but some of the sports films on there are garbage. I'm going 3-1 to Fred. Oh, right, sorry, 3-1-2. Right, got you. Back from Daz Salford. 3-1. Who are you going to score? Who's going to score, mate? Get in there, please. Yeah. How does the child get to a night game? Dead good point, Stu. It's just not fair, is it? It's ridiculous. I watched the Brentford game back. It is Halloween. Not Halloween yet. One more week, Cal. But I know what you mean by that one, yeah. No, I don't think I want to put myself through that. I'd rather sit down and watch bleeding Man City, boring football. But hey, look, that is our show today, everybody. That is the last live show. Unless I get back at a reasonable time, which is always difficult at these late kickoffs. And that's another thing. It just stops us doing anything later on. So, yeah, get your comments in below, everybody. Give me your thoughts. Let me know everything that's going through your mind going into the game, what you think is going to happen. I will see you next at Old Trafford. So let me know, everybody. Get into the comments below. Thank you for tuning in and watching. 7 new members on this show alone, so appreciate that as well, everyone. Thank you. That is massive. I will see you all later on. Have a great afternoon. And come on, United. Let's make it 3 in a row. And let's make it 4 in a row at Old Trafford. Let's have it. Get in. Come on.